So we continue. We are now on question 6. Still looking at 2019 past paper. Evaluate each of the following limits. That is 1, the limit as x goes to 2. And here you have x squared minus 4. You're dividing by x3 minus 8. So this is the same as, if you try to substitute 2, you get 0 over 0. So what you do is, you look at these 2 here that we are using, okay, and use it to factorize the numerator. So by synthetic, you pick the 2, and then you pick the one from x3, 0, 0, and negative 8 from the equation in the denominator. And then you bring the 1 down, meaning you added a 0, you multiply, it becomes 2, and you have 4, 8, then you get 0. So now you have the limit as x goes to 2. On top there is a difference of 2 squares. So you do that. And then down now you have x minus 2, this 2. And then x squared plus 2x plus 4 from down here. So that this part and this part gets cancelled. So you remain in the limit as x goes to 2, x plus 2 over x squared plus 2x plus 4, and then you substitute, you get 2 plus 2 over 2 squared plus 2, 2 plus 4, which is 4 over 12. And so you get 1 over 3. And that's how you get that limit there. Then the second one, the limit as x goes to infinity, and you have 3x3 plus 5 over 5 minus x squared minus 3x3. If the limit is approaching infinity, then you divide every entry, every number that is there by the highest degree of the denominator, both the numerator and the denominator. Meaning that since now here the degrees are the same, the highest degree for numerator and denominator are the same, we'll factor out x3 and remain with 3 plus 5 over x3, divide by, we factor out x3 and remain with 5 over x3 minus 1 over x, because x squared over x3 will divide there, minus 3. And then this x3 and that x3 goes, so we remain with a limit as x goes to infinity, 3 plus 5 over x3 divided by 5 over x3, 1 over x minus 3. And we just remain with 3 over negative 3, which is negative 1. Because the limit as x goes to infinity of 1 over x is 0. That's the reason why these other parts goes to 0 and we remain with only constants. And that's how we solve the limit to infinity every time.
Sir.
You know.
What if they asked as it approaches negative infinity?
For this case, even if it goes negative infinity, you still get zeros here. So it will be the same response.
It will
Where
still be -1.
it will still be -1. Where it changes,
What if our answer was positive?
and it's going to negative infinity,
Yes.
it will still be positive.
Or you don't change anything?
No. Where we change is when you have
What makes the difference, sir?
the difference is here. It is approaching negative infinity, and you have x. The answer here will be negative infinity. If it's approaching infinity and you have x, the answer here will be positive infinity. That's why we have a difference. Otherwise, there will be no difference.
Sir,
Hello.
can you repeat question 2?
Janet.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Oh, fine. Question 2, you are using the concept of limit. If it's going to infinite, you always want to have this situation. So you pull out the x3 and then remain with. So you factor out the x3. Especially in a case where the numerator and the degree have the same power. The highest degree is the same. You do that and then the x3 cancels and you remain with those there. Then for limits, we are allowed to distribute. So we could actually distribute. In the other parts, 5 over x3, 5 over x3 and 1 over x would be going to 0, 0. So it remains with 3 over -3, which is -1.
Okay. Thank you.
We move to the next session, to the next question B. 1. Given that y is equal to 5x squared minus 4 to the power 3 over e to the power 5x. Find dy dx. dy dx at x is equal to 0. So first, find dy dx. To find dy dx, use quotient rule. So you let u be of 5x squared minus 4 to the power 3, then differentiate it. So you get 3 first, 5x squared minus 4, the power remains 2. Then you multiply by the derivative of the inside function, the derivative of 5x squared minus 4, which is 10x.
Sir, can you repeat? Sir, can you repeat?
Hello? So we repeat B1. That's when we are starting, don't worry. So since it's a fraction, you use quotient rule. So you make a numerator u and differentiate it. To differentiate this, you use chain rule so that it becomes 30x 5x squared minus 4 squared. And then v becomes your denominator. And then you differentiate it. To differentiate this, you differentiate the power with respect to x. So the derivative of 5x is 5. And then you multiply it by the whole function. Then you come back to your dy dx and substitute u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. That is u prime 30x 5x squared minus 4 squared multiplied by v, which is e to the power 5x, minus v prime, that's 5, e5x multiplied by u, and u is 5x squared minus 4 to the power 3. And then divide everything by v squared. And v squared is e v squared is e to the power 5x squared, which is 30x 5x squared minus 4 squared multiplied by e 5x minus that 5x squared minus 4 3 over e 10x. Then you want to find this at x is equal to 0. So you substitute 0 here, so everything here becomes 0, minus 5 e 50 50 minus 4 to the power 3 over e 10 0. So this leaves us with negative 5 because e to the power 0 is 1. 5 by 0 is 0. So we have negative 4 to the power 3 over e to the power 10 0. That is just 1. So you have negative 4 to the power 3. That's 64 negative. So you have negative 5 by negative 64, which is 64 by 5. And this is 20 and then 30. So you get 500. That's a mistake.
So how did you get rid of the E?
We've taken we are evaluating at x is equal to 0. So everywhere there is e, there will be a power x, which is becoming 0. So e to the power 0 is 1. So here we get 20, remainder 2. 30 plus 2, 32. That's the value of the derivative at x is equal to 0. So that is done. Any questions on the quotient rule? And if you watch the video where I did quotient rule, where I did draw sheet 7, then you have no issues here. But the challenge I'm having is that you are not watching the videos, you're not doing the task, so it's hard. Yesterday I gave a task, only 2 people submitted. The rest, only you and your ancestors know if you did the work or not. I hope you did. And you should do, what do you want to write? It's an announcement. On 8th November 2020, you have an exam at 20 hours to 23 hours online. So you should take
So what
note of
exam?
our exam.
Not for the school.
Mm-mm. For the school, it will come as a time, it will be timetable. Since you don't want to submit the task, you don't want to watch the videos, so it's like you only want the exam. So I'll give you an exam on 30th November at 20 to 23 hours. And everyone must write. Not the test, the exam. It will be based on everything because it is the exam. It will be following the revised syllabus. And if you don't write, I may have issues with teaching you because I may also be not there when you want to learn. Because this is not the time to start playing hide and what games. No. We are in the exam period. And so you must remain focused and be more serious than ever before in life as far as the school is concerned. So if you don't write, the consequences are that it may be difficult for me to continue teaching you. Take note of this.
Sir, can you repeat the last statement you said?
Wisdom from me. Janet, what do you mean the last statement?
You were saying that it might be difficult for you to continue teaching us. So why?
No, not us.
or individually if we don't write the exam?
If you don't write the exam on Monday individually, it may be difficult for me to teach you because you are a difficult learner. Because I want to see how far we have gone because we've been learning, and I know where we'll be by Monday. So if you don't write, then it means that you're just difficult. So you go to B2. Find the equation of the normal to the curve xy plus x minus 2y minus 1 is equal to 0 at the point 1, 0, and write it in the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Excuse. Okay. So I want to find the equation of the normal at this point and express it in this way. So first thing first, what do you need to do? You need to find the gradient. How do you find the gradient? You need to find the dy dx. How do you find the dy dx of such a function? You use implicit differentiation. So you differentiate implicitly. This is a product. So we differentiate x, we get y. We differentiate y, we get x, but because it was y, becomes dy dx. Plus you differentiate x, you get 1. You differentiate y, you get 2. But because it's y, you have dy dx. Differentiate 1, you get 0. Differentiate 0, you get 0. And you're looking for dy dx. So it's x minus 2 is equal to negative 1 minus y. So I've taken this and this the other side. Then we divide by x minus 2, divide by x minus 2. So we have dy dx is equal to negative 1 minus y over x minus 2. This is what gives us the gradient at that point. So we substitute now. We substitute the point 1, 0. So we have negative 1 minus 0 where there is y and 1 minus 2. So we have negative 1 over negative 1, which is 1. This is our gradient. Now remember, the gradient, this is the gradient of the tangent line. Now remember, M1, MT, gradient of the tangent, Mn, gradient of the normal, is equal to negative 1 if you multiply them. Now we have for the tangent, so we're saying 1 multiplied by the gradient of the normal is negative 1. So the gradient of the normal is equal to negative 1 over 1, which is negative 1. Now we have the gradient, and you can find the equation. Y is equal to mx plus c. What is m? M is negative 1. Now we're looking for c. Using the very point, when y is 0, x is 1, what will be c? So c is going to be 1, meaning that we can now write our equation as y is equal to negative x plus 1, which is c. In that form, so we'll take x the other side plus y minus 1 is equal to 0. This is the required form. And this is the equation of the normal line. Normal and tangent are almost the same. The difference is in the gradient. So if you mess up with the gradient, you won't know which one you are having, whether it's normal or it's called the tangent. You may not know. So you don't have to mess up. Is that okay? No question. Okay. Nowadays it's like you're doing fine. You rarely ask. Now move it, 1/3x3 plus 1/2x squared minus 6x plus 8. Find the intervals on which it is increasing and decreasing, and sketch its graph stating its local minimal and maximal. This is the question now where Wisdom was saying, I want to know how to sketch. You will know today. First, to find where it is increasing or decreasing, you differentiate this. So you get the derivative of f. So you get 3/3x squared plus 2/2x minus 6. This is the same as x squared plus x minus 6. Then equate this to 0. So equate this to 0. So equate it to 0 and find the values of x. And we call them critical points even in here. So we'll say we look for two numbers. When you multiply, we get 6, -6. When we add, we get +1. So of course we'll have plus 3x minus 2x minus 6 is 0. So that we pull out x, we remain with x plus 3. We pull out -2, we have x plus 3, 0. So we have x minus 2 and x plus 3 is 0. What does this imply? It implies that we have x2 and x -3. Now these are critical points. Okay. So now the time remaining, we won't be able to exhaust everything on this question. Okay, so let's log out and log back. Now we'll do a quick differentiation here and equating to 0 in the other video again. So let's do that.